What had an impact on your confidence when you grew up? That is a big question. And usually when we think about it, we look at examples that we hear in the media. We hear Warren Buffett say, "Oh, I had my dad behind my back all the time. Every time that I tried something and that I failed, he was there. He supported me. He had my back." We hear stories from Lewis Hamilton saying that his father was always there. Whatever race it was, whatever time of the month it was, his father was always there and was always helping him with the technical stuff and just trying to push his son as far as possible. So we hear all of these things. And of course, when you hear it, you think like, oh yeah, okay. I see the impact this had on the confidence of Lewis Hamilton or Warren Buffett to do whatever they did in their career. But there are some other things that happen during your childhood that have a big impact on your confidence and how you think about others. Let me give you an example. So the thing I want to talk about is how your parents talked about the people they had, friends or just neighbors they had over at dinner, and then the guests left. What happened then? What did you hear your parents say about those people? That is super important. Let's take a look at the three possible outcomes. First of all, it is absolutely possible that they said just super positive things about the guests that left, right? I said like, oh, they're so great, we had such a good time, it's always fun to see them. And when you hear this as a child, you make a thought, you create an idea in your head that when people talk behind your back, it is positive. So you grow up, when you hear your parents always saying something positive about others, you grow up thinking, okay, great, that's how other people see me. So you grow up thinking, other people see me positively. Now, of course, you're going to hit reality at some point and think like, maybe not everybody's thinking something positive about me all the time, but that's okay. So that's the first example. Second example is that it's very possible that your parents just didn't talk at all about the guests that they had for lunch or dinner or whatever it is. It's really possible that they just don't talk about them because they just absolutely did not care about these people. And that gives you as a child the impression that if someone comes over or if someone looks at you, well, they don't really care. And that's a dangerous one, because if you think that nobody cares, then you will think, okay, I don't matter because they don't care about me. Absolutely dangerous one. And you can imagine the impact on confidence, right? The third one is my favorite one because that's absolutely what happened in my family, and I absolutely participated in it because it was a way for me to get validation, it was a way for me to get attention, right? Until I discovered that it's absolutely toxic and that you shouldn't do this. That came later. So when the dinner guests left, my parents, and especially my mother, well, she went into a kind of monologue because my father was there, but I wouldn't say it was a dialogue. She went into a monologue of everything that this person was bad at, or it could be physically, it could be the ideas that they shared, whatever it was. My mother spent a long time criticizing every single thing about these people that just left. And I went along. As I said, for so many years, I did exactly the same. Not because I thought it was a good idea to do it, but because when I joined, my mother gave me attention. And she was like, hey, yeah, we're a team, cool. And she gave me love. And the love was what I didn't get unconditionally. So basically what happens when you see your parents always criticizing other people behind their backs, right? Because that's the important thing here. It's always behind the back of people. Well, you grow up with a confidence that couldn't be lower than the basement because you think, okay, this is what happens everywhere. People come over for dinner and then they get criticized once they close the door, once they reach their car. It's all fake. It's all fake when it's face to face, and the knives come out when they leave. And that kills your confidence as a child because you start doubting. You start doubting everything. And this doubt is something that just naturally grows and doesn't go away automatically when you grow up, when you become an adult. Because if we're honest here, you can see it at work, you can see it at home. When your boss is saying like, okay, you did a good job, I'm happy with the results. Do you believe him 100%? Or is there that tiny voice inside of your head that says, yeah, sure, but what are you saying behind my back? Are you really satisfied? That's a real impact of what happened in your childhood. Same with your partner. All of the times that your partner tells you, I love you and I think you're amazing, isn't there that small voice inside of your head that says like, yeah, that's what you tell to my face, but what do you really think, like in your heart? That doubt has been destroying your confidence ever since. Now, it is not the end of the world, and if that is how you feel, don't worry. It is really reversible, okay? We just need to prove to your brain, to your body, to your soul, to everything that you are today, that this is not reality. Neither of the scenarios are real, right? Whether your parents were always optimistic or absolutely did not care or were completely criticizing people down, that doesn't mean automatically that all of the people will be in one of those categories. Just stick with it and don't let it completely take all of your energy. Don't let this doubt about what other people think destroy your self-confidence.